Hey, Shane,
Yeah.
we made a thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Well, we made a thing, yeah.
Yeah, we made a thing.
We made a thing.
Is it a short? Is it a sketch?
You tell
It's
us.
both.
Yeah, that's the number one thing we talked about with making this is it's not a sketch, but it's only 10% more than that. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's got like a bit more of a like multiple locations thingy
Yeah.
than a sketch would normally have, and
Yeah.
it's got scenes. It's
Yeah.
but it is still a sketch
It's
premise.
got effects.
Yeah, it's got effects and filmmaking and
Yeah.
shit, and we took more care to like simulate the experience of watching a schlocky 80s horror movie.
I mean, we were intentional with camera movement.
Yes,
We were
yes.
intentional with editing and stuff. Like, it wasn't just like throw a camera on a tripod, throw up some lights,
Yes.
and call it a day. Like, it was more intensive than that. You know what I mean? Like, especially like when we get into like the dining room and stuff,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of planning and camera movement
Oh yeah,
and all that kind of shit that went on with
it was
that one.
kind of like I would equate it a bit to like an SNL digital short. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where they're like Laser Cats.
Yeah.
Laser Cats has a premise and a whole idea behind it, and there's like lore and shit.
Yeah.
So it's about there.
And there's a larger story at play.
And there's a larger story at play. Tune in next week for Attic Box 17.
Attic Box will return.
Will return to that. That's what we should have put at
That's
the
what we
end.
should have put at
That's
the
so funny. Anyway, this was a thing. How do we want to do this? Do we want to just?
Well, tell us about the origins of
Yes,
it. Like
okay,
how,
so-
how this came to your consciousness.
I was in a directing class in college, and it
Wait.
was like I went to film school.
Oh, dude, this guy went to
I
film school? Crazy,
That's
dude.
nuts. Sorry, this has nothing to do with anything, but I want to get a Lego hat for Lego Darth Vader's head. I just looked over like that'd be perfect. It'd be very
Yeah,
funny.
cool cowboy
Anyway, we'll find a Lego cowboy hat to put on Lego Darth
Just
Vader.
one of your cowboys'
His hats, yeah.
And put it on that.
Anyway, so I was in this directing class, and it was like a over the summer. It was only 4 or 5 weeks, but it was like 5 days a week for like 4 hours. Really intensive. 4 days a week for 4 hours. Really intensive.
Yeah, that's heavy.
But at one point, most of the class had to go. They all signed up for this like experimental series making class in the summer that was similarly accelerated, which is not good for that class. But a cool idea for a class.
Yeah.
So they would all disappear midway through the class to go do that, and there was like 7 of us who weren't told that was a thing. And so we hung out and got close and made a bunch of stuff like this together. But we essentially the class was set up to like, we'll do a section on working with actors, we'll do a section on camera moves and intentionality, we'll do a section on like schemas and jokes and reversals. So I made a couple things. One of them's on my Instagram. If you look up and find the only video on my Instagram, it's me in like a tactical suit, like a tactical vest with a gun and a knife, and I fall into frame and I spit blood out of my mouth, and I stand up and I pull the gun and I whip out a knife and I'm like, get back, and I back up and it quickly pans over and it's a little kid. It's my cousin with a baseball bat.
Hell
It was
yeah.
just I wanted to do a sequel to that one really bad where there's like just bodies everywhere and I stand and I have the gun and I lower it and I was like, time for round 2, and the camera pulls back and it's her, and then it cuts outside and it goes me going through a window. If I could find a way to do it, I want to do it so bad. Anyway, that's just that. So we were doing this, and this was the culmination of it, was like, hey, use all these things. Use a schema, use a leading, all these things all the courses we had done, work with actors and stuff. So I made Attic Box Part 1 at the time, where it was just he walks in and it's basically to the part where they open it and scream and it ends. And the people I made it with thought it was so funny and stupid.
Was the bathroom stuff not in that?
That's part 2.
Ah, okay.
So that ended up being the final, where I was like, I've always wanted to make a sequel. Why not make a sequel to a dumb thing no one will ever see? So I made a sequel, Attic Box 2, The Return of Attic Box, and that is the whole bathroom sequence. And so we just decided, we're like, hey, let's remake this, but with like more, like make it look better, make it sound better, make it have some new jokes and some fleshed out ideas. Like the title cards in between are new. Like before that it was like genuinely just a sketch.
Yeah.
And now it's like an actual like like I said,
There's
like
some intentionality.
10% more.
Camera moves and stuff, but there just wasn't nearly as many camera moves.
No, like like the bit where it like pans down and it pans back. That was an original
Right.
gag. Like it was the same thing where in that one he just like no, and he sits it down right, which
Perfect sound effect from the chair. Shout out chair.
Wait, can we get clean one? Great.
Okay,
Loved it.
all right, that was good. That was perfect.
Perfect. No notes. So yeah, that was that. And then I think like a year ago when we filmed this and just haven't had time to edit and whatever, million different factors. I think I believe this came first. We did this photo recreation contest,
Yeah,
which was super cool. And that photo we took was awesome.
yeah.
But we did that and we're like, let's just make something to make it, just
it was the letterboxed.
No, it was the shot deck. Shot deck.
Excuse me.
Shot recreation,
yeah,
which is so fun to know that if you ever search through either of our Instagrams, that's also on there, and it's like a shot from Fight Club. But like the thing is the background is rear projection, and like it's so fun to know that works that well for us.
Front projection.
Front projection, yeah. Sorry.
No. not to actually.
Yeah,
but let me just actually.
But yeah, so we did that, and that was like super funny, cool. And I think I just pitched. I was like, hey, I have this dumb sketch we can remake. So I showed you and Dylan.
And I think I'd seen it before that.
I'm sure you had, and then I just showed like Dylan, and we rewatched it, and I was like, let's do this and let's make it, and I just beefed up the script a little bit, added a couple new jokes. We got Megan to come play with us and do it, and so it became this like fun little thing that then we took forever to make.
Yeah.
But we made it, and it's out now, and I'm very excited about that. So anyway, we wanted to do this, but we'll talk more about like the reasoning behind making it and some of the like, I don't know, just that kind of stuff after. We'll do a commentary track, though.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pass it off to our other selves and play the movie for you, which hopefully you've seen. But then we'll just loosely talk about some of our favorite jokes in there. And
if you
that kind
haven't
of shit.
seen it yet, go watch it. It's
Yeah,
like,
pause.
it's like just
Literally
a few minutes.
came
What's wrong
out
with you.
Came out
Why'd
not
you
long.
start here?
Yeah,
You're weird for that.
Dumbasses. Nobody watches a short film.
Freaking idiot.
Nobody watches a short film. Yeah. Anyway, so we're just gonna pass it on to our.
And here we go.
All right. So, opening shot was your idea, I believe. We were talking about having kind of a like actual genuine moment of horror where the box isn't there and then it is.
Yeah.
And I wrote a joke and you're like, take the joke out. It's funnier if it's completely straight until the cut that's until it's not straight anymore, which is a completely correct way to play it, because this becomes much funnier when he just like zips in all gleefully.
Dude, look what I found in the attic.
And it has the epitome of like dude bro energy.
Yeah.
And Dylan exudes it in a way that I think is just so excellent here.
He perfectly finds the balance of
We don't know what will
charming
happen.
and annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a charisma to his annoyance.
Zombie play.
This was always fun. Anytime you get a chance to
face-hugger
rattle off
kind of
random
deal.
horrific things,
The
take it,
essence
because
of
it's
whatever
just...
the hell is going on.
We had
Elm
like
Street.
30 different options
Yeah,
here
the-
of things that we
type
added to the
situation.
list.
Yeah, the essence of whatever the hell's going on Elm Street was a last-minute ad that I think is very funny.
Yeah.
Him not
Or
knowing what
Game of
Jumanji
Life.
is, another stupid joke.
Oh, you.
There was not in that was in the original one, or the Jumanji versus Zathura.
That's my
Oh my
favorite
God!
line
What are you
delivery of
talking about?
Dylan's
Don't
in the
you
entire
know we're
thing,
never
where he's like, "Oh,
supposed
you
to
mean
open
Zathura?"
attic boxes?
No.
The little laugh right after is
What
my
are you so
favorite
obsessed
line
with
in the
Oh,
boxes
the
for
one
anyway?
coming up, it's excellent, which was also, I believe, he had a couple other improvs in that moment. We took them out, but
Just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, because fuck improv.
because
And
fuck
you wanna
improv.
Open it?
Nothing's gonna happen. Best case scenario, it's a ghost in a box.
This is another one of those things where sometimes you just think the term "ghost in a box" and you're like, well, I want to. That's funny to me. His little arm shuffle here, also improv. This is so silly. And then the push in, the camera push in gets me every time
We could finally start that business.
with the dumbest line in the whole movie. When we start that business.
Wait.
What, so this is a conversation you've had before. Okay, I see. Yeah, very nice.
What's the worst that could happen? We die horrible, excruciating deaths.
This is also playing on the genre where they're like, we're going to open the box, but he just acknowledges that it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
And it's I like it. It's funny.
What do you mean? It ends. It ends.
It
great.
ends well for him. And then anytime you have a chance to do a Pulp Fiction
Yeah.
do a Pulp Fiction. This is my favorite joke in the whole thing. Attic Box 2, Return of it, immediately after Attic Box 1.
Classic.
It's so dumb, but it makes me so immensely happy. Coming right into the bathroom where she's hiding, the obvious place to
And
hide.
why not?
the only place.
The only place to
You gotta
hide.
admit, this is pretty awesome.
I love that. I love that. Gotta admit, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Dylan just spits great reads here.
Like I said, awesome. Now, come on,
That
we gotta
improv,
do
the
it.
open and slam shut was an
You have
accident.
it with you?
Megan's perfect
no,
amount
no,
of
no.
annoyance with
Yeah,
his
yeah,
annoyingness.
with his annoyingness, yeah. I love the idea that the implication of that
course
being
not.
that he has this
Look, you can't stay
intimate-ish
locked in there
relationship with the
forever,
box.
Oh, immediately.
Can
Like
I?
immediately they're
I've got
friends.
Flintstone
He's
gummies
whispering
and
to
all
it.
the drinking water I'll ever need.
Do you mean the toilet or the sink? Megan, do you mean the toilet or the sink?
Was the Flintstones
Obviously, I
gummy
mean the
line,
sink.
was that
Look,
Megan's
I am
idea?
not
I
coming
can't
out
remember, 'cause I
until
don't think
you
that was
get
in the
rid of
original.
that.
I can't remember. I have to look at the script, but
Toast in a
there was
box.
something there about no the Flintstone
What are
gummies.
the odds of that?
Well,
I can't remember. I'll have
That
to watch
wasn't in the
I'll have to
original.
watch the original
Fine.
short and see.
I'll get rid of this incredible,
Incredible.
mystical item. Happy?
Yep.
Who do you side with? Are you on Team Dylan? If you found a go, this is also a great. Anytime
I'm
again.
on Team Megan because she's my wife.
I know, but they're playing characters. So
Yeah, but she's still my wife.
no, they're playing characters.
Oh, you okay?
That I
Yeah.
love that. I love the depth there where he like runs back, the shadow on the wall, and then he zips
Yeah.
back over. We push in. It's a good time. But
didn't
the
get a
like
damn word of
the
that.
tilt down to the box being gone and then up and his little pop up is
What
just
is-
another all timer
The
gag.
attic box. It's in here.
the
Forgot about
the
this.
Raimi
That's
zoom.
the whip
Yeah.
zoom out.
It's so awesome.
I mean the Raimi
Yeah,
Dutch angles.
yes. Oh, see, and this is also such a fun effect because it's just me underneath
Like
the
that.
shot with my finger pushing it open.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It sells a little bit.
You often have your finger on
I
the
do,
shot
yeah,
pushing
underneath-
something.
yeah,
You know,
of
they
course,
actually
yeah.
made that up for the movie, though. T-Rex is similar to other
That was Dylan's idea. The continuation of that line of like they are avian. That was
Oh, this was just Megan's death moment.
well, and then I love the sounds. Just the like again, is so many moments to just do something stupid. Just always take them.
yeah.
Does he look at the ceiling? Yeah, he looks at the
Yeah.
ceiling. Yeah, he looks at the ceiling,
Well, now I'll need a new roommate.
which is of course just so profoundly stupid, but I love it.
All right, come on, this way. Come on, Attic Box. This. I know it's okay. We all have our moments. Just this way.
And it begs the
Come
question:
on.
is this the first time Dylan has done this? Is he lying about the attic box? This is my
This
favorite
will be
line.
your room, okay?
That's my
Yeah.
favorite line.
And a wonderful,
And a wonderful line.
wonderful
It is.
improv from the man himself.
I joked about us maybe doing Attic Box 3, the atticing, and then not having an Attic Box 3, just make that the end title card, but it didn't work. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled podcast episode. Dylan almost fell through the ceiling
Oh
when
my
we filmed
God.
the attic bit.
Gorsh.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's just go through it. Yeah, like that one was an OG to the new version.
Yeah.
Where we actually like see him finding the attic.
Yeah.
The box in the attic. And the way we did that was like we shot a blank plate. We shot a version where Dylan comes up the ladder and like it isn't there, but he like fakes seeing it. And then we shot a version with it in the background and he comes up the ladder and sees it. And so I like spliced. I didn't actually end up using just the blank plate. I used a mixture of the two.
Two versions. Or
Actually, I'm
whatever.
not sure if that's correct. I actually think I used. No, okay, that I am. No, okay, all right. Because I
We're
think
getting technical.
I think I used 3 separate shots in that one sequence. It's because like I'm using one shot before he passes the camera, and then as he's passing, it's a different shot, and then when he comes back into frame, it is then a third shot.
Yeah.
So I used 3 different shots in that one section, and I think like it's like subtle and
Yeah.
weird without being like it sets the ooky spooky tone that
Yeah.
we're about to completely
Just like
ruin.
the ever slightest little like pushing.
Nice little digi
Yeah.
zoom.
So it's like the idea behind that entirety of that opening joke, quote unquote, is that you believe it's like just a horror thing,
Yeah.
and then he runs around the corner like a little kid, and he's like, "Look what I found!"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Okay, so this is a joke," and it is. It's just a big fat buffoonery joke.
yeah.
But yeah, so
I
that
think in that attic, I think we shot all practicals. I don't think I lit that at all. It was
Yeah.
literally just the light that was coming from the garage and
Yeah.
the light actually in the attic. Like I didn't
But-
actually.
Yeah,
throw anything
when
out there.
Dylan was putting the box out
Yeah.
there, he stepped off the platform that's in an attic. If you've ever been in an attic, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But literally, a couple of us were inside, and you could see the cabinet like, and it was very, very terrifying.
Yeah, and there's still a mark on our ceiling.
Yes,
to
there
this day.
is.
He didn't realize that there wasn't that the insulation wasn't a place to step.
Yeah, so,
And
that was a fun
yeah.
one where we almost had a leg go through our ceiling.
Yeah.
Um,
So close. Thank God that would have like absolutely ruined the day.
yeah, it was the
So-
first thing we shot.
So good on you, Dylan, for having a quick reflex.
Yep.
To pull it back when you didn't feel like you had a solid footing.
Yeah, and a fun thing is originally when I pitched us doing it, I thought of Meg as the one that finds the attic
Yeah.
box and Dylan as the other. And when we were talking about it, Dylan's like, "Can I play the goofy one?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yes, Dylan, you can
Yeah.
play the goofy one." So that's super fun. I was super happy that.
And I think Megan wants to play the kooky one, but I think in a way that I think is fun and a little like off type for what she would usually want
Yeah.
to do, but in a way that I think she brought her regular kookiness.
Yeah, no,
to
she
it.
definitely elevates the intensity of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In a great, fun,
Yeah.
silly way. But yeah, so there's that whole sequence where they're like arguing and she just rattles off a million things, which is my favorite thing to write, where you're just
Yeah.
like face hugger.
Yeah.
Pirate Ghost was one of the ones that she just
Yeah.
improv'd or whatever, but a bunch of the essence of whatever the hell's going on Elm Street was
Yeah.
a very funny, stupid thing I pitched to
We
her.
have like 5 or 6 takes of that, and each
Yeah.
one is like completely different.
Yeah, great time. It's so funny. That's one of the hardest part about editing comedy things is you're
Yeah.
like, well, these are all fun.
Yeah. The one thing that I think that we butted up against ever so slightly was the mixture of like somewhat specific camera moves and improv.
Yeah.
So like some of the shots that was like I would have picked a different performance over another, like the shot was worse or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like we went with the performance instead of the one where I think I nailed the camera move.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting. I mean, that's why you see these like studio comedies that like are genuinely hilarious, but like from a filmmaking perspective, they're a little less interesting. Is just because like it's way easier to
Yeah.
get a good funny performance and splice it in with other good funny performances
When they're all on a tripod.
when they're all on a tripod and they don't move.
And we wanted to do like something ever so slightly Edgar Wrighty with
Yeah.
like Edgar Wrighty, Sam Raimi with like push-ins and
Push-ins,
pans and yeah.
Dutch angles.
Use a lot of like what's in the frame and what's not in the frame at any given moment as a joke.
Yes.
Like he bops down out of the shot and then it follows her and he's
Yeah.
like, that kind of thing. The like push in the like Finchery kind of shot where he like pushes the box
Yeah.
towards her and then he pops back up and we follow him and he's
yeah, and
you
then
know?
it's goofy. Yeah,
because it's like it's serious for just a second and then
Yeah,
he does
it's
his little
It's
dance.
the like the letter being pushed across
Yes.
the table or whatever, the ring or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and then it pops back up instead of seeing a very serious person. It's like
Yeah, let's do it. Which is great. And then, what happens in the bathroom and
yeah.
the floating out is one of my favorite effects because originally in the like OG like essentially I guess test shoot version
Yeah.
was me like
This is the
push-
remake.
pushing it. I did a sequel and a remake. It was me pushing it, and so it looked like it was following him. And in that, Jacob Hamblin, who is a wonderful director and a super nice guy, he was like, "Come on, come on!" He was like, "Attic Box, come on!" It was so funny. He was like way meaner to it, and
Yeah.
Dylan's like, "I think I want to be in love with it."
Yeah. All right, come
come
here.
on.
All right, this will be your room.
Which was an improv. That was
Damn it.
the funniest joke in the thing to me.
Yeah.
Is him just, "This will be your room, okay?" And
Yeah.
the way you shoot it, where he's like mostly in
He's
silhouette
just-
and
he's
out of
completely
focus.
Out of focus. Yeah, I'm fully focused on the box at that
Which is
point.
just me like trying to keep my fingers as low as possible in that very poorly weighted box.
The last time I watched it, there was one thing that I wish I would have done ever so slightly different.
Yep.
Which was add a weird sound effects of the box floating.
Oh, yeah.
Like have like
Woo! Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like have just a
It's Nimbus from Dragon Ball Z. It's
Yeah.
just the sound of Nimbus.
Damn it, that was great. Shit.
Fuck.
All right. I gotta hack into the mainframe.
Yeah. The thing that we have control of.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So in terms of making it, I think I don't know about you, and I'm fuzzy on exactly the timeline of us making it, but like, I think I was just like depressed as fuck and just wanted to do like. Sometimes when you're making stuff and you're trying to like finalize things that are like deep passion projects, it feels very high stakes.
Yeah.
In a way that's hard.
Yeah.
Where like when you finish that, you're like, what do I follow it up with that's as personal? And I gotta, you know what? Sometimes the act of creation is the thing. And I'll tell you what, like being depressed, don't ever let an artist, some like dark artist, be like, you need to be depressed to make great art. You know what's really bad for creativity? Depression. Yeah. You know what's really good for creativity? Just making shit.
Wait,
wait a minute. Hold on. Hey.
I fucked that one up.
No, just making shit. Like,
yeah.
That was the whole pitch behind it. Is like, who cares? Let's just make it and have fun. And that's what we did. And I'm glad we did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then we shot something recently that we're in the midst of working on that like turned out really fucking good.
Yeah.
That was, again, had no script.
Yeah.
I had a shot list idea and a basic concept, and me and Megan just walked it and made it.
Me and him had talked about it once or twice before this point.
Yeah.
Like, only seriously talked about it once.
Yeah.
And then like we were doing something here. We were having friends over, and like I was doing some headshots for people, and then a bunch of people like kind of canceled last minute. And so we were just like, well, I have all this equipment set up, and like, well,
so what do we want to do?
And then Spencer was like, do you want to do that?
Just do that thing. We have it shot listed already. We just got to talk about it.
All right. Like, I didn't have a good reason not to, so I was like, fucking hey, let's just do it. And then so we did that. I
think it's turned out really cool, and I'm excited to do that one. Where like, you know, the debate is festival or YouTube, and it's, you know,
and I appreciate like, don't get me wrong, I love a good sketchy comedy thing, but then there are like this one, like this one we have upcoming was like not funny. You know what I mean?
It's just barely more than a micro short. Maybe it even is just a micro short. It's like it's not long. Well, I don't mean micro. I just mean literally in length. Yeah. Like it's really short.
Yeah.
But it's cool and it looks like fantastic.
So get out there and make something. You feeling bad?
Yeah, like
idiot.
Like genuinely, the most important thing to do when you're like, I don't want to, like, look, if you're a writer and you're depressed, go write.
Yeah. If
the thing you're writing at that exact moment is depressing you, just write something for shits and gigs and fun, and it doesn't ever have to be anything, but you're doing it because sometimes you got to be in this for the love of the game, man. Like it's at a certain point, it's all that you got at any given moment. And
just like me and Hot Wings, I'm in it for the love of the game, baby. It's not always easy, but I'm doing it.
But he's doing it. Trust me, he is doing it. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about at this
point. Neither do I. But yeah,
what was your favorite part about working on Attic Box? What was your favorite part?
No one directed it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I
I literally was like, I think in the description we're putting
the team,
the team directed by the team.
Yeah.
Because I literally would just text it to Dylan and text it the script to Meg and be like, hey, pitch me jokes, whatever you want to try. And Dylan pitched me that really good joke of, he's like, oh, you're talking about a T-Rex, you know, and they were avian, like that. I had the beginning of that joke, and then he was like, wait, can you add this bit at the end? And I did. And then like I was like sitting in the bathroom holding a light and moving the attic box, and Dylan was on the other side feeding lines to Meg, and he still had his mic on, so we were just getting audio for him. And he's like, I didn't get a single word of that, and I literally went, Dylan, change it to damn, and he went, okay.
Yeah.
And it just made it funnier. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of shit where it was like, it felt so like loose and fun and collaborative in a way that I think a lot of times when you work on those like bigger passion projects where it's like people will pitch an idea and you're like, that is so cool, but it's not this and I can't use it.
Yeah.
That just wasn't a thing on this one. This one we're just like, there are no rules, do whatever the fuck you want.
No rules, just right.
Like I literally think there was a couple times you did like a push-in thing that we didn't discuss and you just went, ooh, and did it. And it was like, oh, that was so cool. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of the stuff in like the hallway, other than like the couple of those like pan or tilt down, tilt back up, a couple of those like we didn't really have.
Yeah, we were just like, send it, let go.
The one thing that I really loved was the dining room section was just like us like, okay, how are we gonna block this? Okay, well, he'll come around this way, and then they'll switch, and then they'll move here, and then like finding all the whips and movements there was like super fun, and like making those puzzle pieces work just right.
Yeah,
so it's like just like nests perfectly.
Yes.
That was a good time. What was the hardest part?
editing. I mean, at a certain point, we
Yeah.
just took forever to
Yeah.
just finally just have it be done.
Yeah.
Which again is one of those things of like depression gets in the way of things, but also life gets in the way of things. Like
Yeah.
I always like I am so unrelenting in my prep, in my production. Like I am just like I will work crazy hours. I will sacrifice whatever. Like, and then as soon as you get to post, I'm like, fuck, I hate post.
Yeah.
Because like, even this other thing we shot, like when we first cut it together, I was like, and this happens every time on everything you'll ever make, is you'll watch the first rough cut and you'll be like, did I waste everyone's time?
Man, I couldn't disagree with you more. I was so stoked about it after
It's
the
just
first
how
cut.
like literally, you asked me to think about it for 10 seconds and I was like, okay, it's cool. It was the easiest curve to make, but every time, no matter what it is, if it's a rough draft, I'm like, this fucking goddamn it, what did I make us do? You know what I mean? How I am all the time.
Here's what needs to happen. You just don't get to see any of it till the edit is finished.
No, that's not how it works.
No, that's gonna be how it works now. Because like you see a rough edit and you're like, oh man, this shit's rough as hell. It's like, yeah, it's a rough edit.
Yeah, but I'm the director. I had to fucking see it all.
Nah. I'm just gonna finish the edit without you.
That will cost.
But then you'll like it.
You're joking, but that will cause so many issues in our lives. No, but yeah, like that's fun. And also just the fun part of post was just like, how far do we want to take the weird like grade on it? And the vignette kind of things on the site. How much of Texas Chainsaw do we want to steal?
Right.
You know, shit like that. That's the fun part of these like improv-y kind of ones where you're just like, I don't know, what's a silly idea you have?
How many stupid sound effects can we throw into that
Yeah,
one section where she gets eaten?
Versus the other side of it, like my last short film, where it's just like I had so many, like I had the mixing sessions. I was so like I had this thought and that thought and this thought and that thought, and oh, it's not what I thought it was, and now I got to like reconcile that. And if it's better, it's that kind of shit is so taxing. Versus doing something like this where you're just like, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's super chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I mean, in terms of the difficult, but what was for you the difficult?
I think I don't know, like I don't know. I had a thought on this earlier and then I completely forgot what it was. I mean, like I think you're right with post. Like I think we took longer than we needed to. Like we had like a good solid edit a while ago.
Well, it's been done for a minute.
And then just like I think we're both bad about that, about like letting stuff sit longer than it needs to, you know?
Yeah.
Like even when there's like, I know I'm bad about this. Like there's like one last thing that needs to get done on it, but just like kind of pushing that out. You know what I mean?
And it's so funny because in my normal life, in my non-creative life, I'm the most, if I can do it right now, I'm just going to do it right now person. But as soon as I get to post-production specifically, I'm like, I get so about it.
Yeah.
Trying to get better about it, forcing myself to do more, like when it gets to this stage, to be like, fucking let's just do it now instead of later, and I make my brain do it. But no, that's something I struggle with so hard.
Yeah. But we're here now, boys.
Yeah, we're here. We're
And
talking about it.
but I think like, you know, we did Attic Box and it took longer than it should have. And then now we're doing this new thing and it's going way faster.
Yeah, like literally, I think the next day that you had a rough cut thrown together.
Yeah.
And then we had like 4 or 5 little changes to make to that. And then most of the sound effects we could find another way. Didn't really have to do much of a grade at all.
No. I mean, I did some.
Did a little bit, but it was like, it was pretty baked in already. So you weren't altering shit like crazy. You were just toning it in.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't fixing color issues. Like it was
so yeah, it's like this other one just went lickety split super quick, and this other one was also like, in fairness to the differences in the types of edits, is like one of them we were going through a lot of like jokes and trying to craft a pace of comedy, and this other one it was way more like there's like 2 or 3 lines of dialogue and it's all like tension and build, and
we were so shooting with the exact edit in mind.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean, like obviously leaving room to
Yeah, like
play
there was a
in the
couple
edit.
parts we got where we're like, oh, let's just grab this and we can throw it, we can mix it into it.
Yeah,
you know,
but so much of it, like we knew what the pace was going to be.
Yeah.
Of each of those sections, each of those shots, and like we just kind of knew where it was going to go.
yeah, and because you're not supposed to do that, quote unquote. You're not supposed to shoot the edit because then if you fuck up and you're fucked.
Right.
Right?
I mean,
But-
we're not cutting things.
Well,
from
exactly.
shots that,
And this is another thing where it's like there's a section in it that has to be shot one way, so you have to know how it is, or else it doesn't work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus Attic Box, there's like a million ways you could have shot and done this.
Right.
So it's different.
As proof by the fact that we're remaking it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's proof like that y'all shot it and did it one way, and we shot it and did it another.
Yeah, so it's
So how many years before we make a Legacy sequel?
whenever we find out, like,
And then we have to make the spiritual successor.
yeah, yeah, we gotta find whenever we find somebody who looks enough like Dylan, we'll like pass the torch, and it'll be his son. And
Hugh Grant.
just Hugh
We'll
Grant,
just get Hugh Grant.
just Hugh Grant.
Yeah, so Hugh Grant, we playing Dylan's son.
Yeah, de-aging is getting really good,
Dude, it's getting crazy, y'all.
and we'll do a Logan style.
Yeah.
We'll get Dylan in some
Grizzled.
scarred up, grizzled attic box, where him and the attic box have to get across the country to deliver a young mutant to
Fucking A.
Eden.
Hell yeah. They have to dead Megan is in her own attic box.
Yeah, and they have to find a way to get that.
They have to find the attic that she is in.
Yeah. You're joking, but there's a story here.
There's a story. There's a larger universe.
There's a
just
larger
like I said.
world. Anyway, that's funny.
Yeah.
I genuinely kind of think that's a very funny idea, and I
Yeah.
think we should do a very micro version of this about
And
that.
we'll just get Hugh Grant to play
We'll just
old
get
Dylan.
Hugh Grant to play Old Man Dylan.
Yeah. Can he do an American accent?
He has to be able
He's
to.
done. I know a movie that he's done one. I just can't remember if it was good or not. Anybody else seen Cloud Atlas? That's a weird movie. It's a very weird movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen Cloud Atlas.
Man, like I want to really like that movie.
Isn't it kind of like
I-
like a Gonzo kind of movie, like just very bonkers?
Oh, I mean, it's a
and-
Wachowski sister production, and like based off of dude, because I liked that movie when it first came out, and I loved the idea of it, and it was like I'm gonna read that freaking book. And holy shit, the first 2 chapters of that book are the most boring fucking chapters of any book I've ever read in my life. It's like, I was like, it's like literally just like a diary from a dude on a fucking transatlantic trip on a boat. And I'm like, what is this?
That's so
I
funny.
thought this was universe traveling. I thought there's going to be fucking the future. And we're just on a pirate boat. Not even a pirate boat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Cloud Atlas. Lot of yellow face in that movie.
Yeah,
Holy
which is not-
shit. There's so much yellow face,
Which is
in that
not
movie,
good.
which I don't support.
Yeah.
You know what? Only hot takes on this show.
Yeah.
I don't support yellow face. In fact, I don't like it.
You're brave.
I know. Thank you.
The delivery on that was great. Thank you.
Blackface too. Blackface is also bad.
Bad.
Which one's worse? No, I'm kidding.
We're not
They're
playing
both
this game.
bad.
Never
Fuck
mind.
that.
No. Wait.
Oh god.
Yeah, but so we made a thing because
You don't want to talk more about Cloud Atlas?
No, I don't want to talk more about Cloud. Let's talk more about this movie I haven't seen.
No, this is just this episode's going to be Attic Box and
Cloud
Cloud Atlas,
Atlas.
and it's just me ranting about yellow face.
We'll occasionally cut to nothing. I'm just gone. It's just my chair.
Yeah.
We'll put Darth Vader here. Making stuff.
Yeah, Attic Box.
Attic Box. So like, I think the ultimate thing is like this podcast is very much for us to like have fun, build a community kind of thing is the hope for it, right? But like we're filmmakers first, and it's hard and expensive to make things. Is the harsh reality. So
It's pretty easy for me, but
I'm gonna kill him, guys.
I'm in a fun mood today.
Yeah. But finding the cheap free shit to do just to do it because you love making movies and you're like, I have this weird idea I want to try out. Can we just play around? Like, I think that's such an important part of it. And you never know when you're going to stumble onto something you really like.
Yeah.
And then you can either choose to just expand on that or be like, this is this thing I made that I'm really into.
Yeah. I mean, I think Attic Box was just a good, fun way of us like getting back in the saddle and some of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, working as a group, working together, and just having a good, fun time. Like, but still playing with ideas that we like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shooting things in a way that we think are cool, or like editing things in a way that we
Emulating a style and
Yeah,
like that kind of
exactly.
shit. Like it's
And then I think we took that even further with the next thing that we're doing is just like, nah, this is like us like really trying to go for it on $0. You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
and
this
we're
is
not in that one. We're not cribbing anybody's style or anything. We're just going like, here's this really weird, cool idea. Let's see how big budget we can make it for literally free.
Yeah.
Like the most expensive part about it was making the poster just because I had to go buy a trash bag to be in the
Yeah,
poster.
it's quite literally $0.
The only thing we spent money on.
And it's not like we're not going to use it.
And exactly, it's like we're using those trash bags.
We're using
so
those
it's like,
trash. We go through trash at this.
yeah. Oh, just constantly. I just throw stuff away I don't need to just for the thrill.
I've been wanting to throw you away.
Trust me, I'm aware.
I'm just throwing dishes away, just
yeah.
clean dishes.
Yeah. We're like, Shane, those aren't paper, and you're like, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
It's got
I got trash bags to use, baby.
You're in like horrific debt because of the trash bag addiction.
Here's my recommendation for the episode. Super quick. Bim Bam Animatic about hefty trash bags. It's hilarious. Go watch it.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
Hefty trash bags.
Anyways, it's really fun. It just reminded me of what we were talking about now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I also, just to throw out this idea too of like, waiting for festivals is really depressing.
Yeah.
Because you submit so early and then you have to wait like sometimes 6 months to find out you just didn't get in or something. You know what I mean? Or even if you did, it's 6 months of waiting. It's nice to make stuff and go in making it going, this is just going on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we'll do a podcast episode on it talking about it. It's like, that is really nice. Like, I honestly want to do like one of these a month.
Yeah.
To varying degrees of sketch. You know what I mean? Like if we can come up with like a 4-page scene that has one actor in one room, it's more than a sketch. You know what I mean? Like, fucking let's do it. Like I already wrote one, that I want to do next that would be like so fucking free and
Is
easy.
it the one that I'm thinking of?
Back into the episode. Yeah. I think there's something fun about just making something, even if it turns out really great, that you're just like, this is going on YouTube and I'll talk about it and do some fun shit. I think that's great. And what I would love to also do is do one that is solely like we just pick a scene and we film a scene that's like working with actors.
Yeah.
And we do a whole BTS package on it. Because you know what's really hard to find? Directors working with actors and like just candid video of it.
Yeah.
Like I was watching the like making of Logan last night, and there's just a snippet. There's a bunch of snippets, but one snippet of James Mangold talking to them about like the pacing of a moment, and you're like, literally like rewound it and watched it again because they're so fucking hard to find. Just like the candid moments of like a director working with actors.
I wonder if that's something that actors would be uncomfortable with. You know what I mean?
Showing it.
Yeah, like that's a vulnerable thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think we're doing like a super deep crazy scene. I think it's like just a
right.
It can even be a
I'm
funny
not
scene.
saying we can't do that. I'm saying that might be the reason why we don't see that more often.
I don't know. It's because there's behind the scenes things on so many movies where there are snippets of them, but like, fuck actors, fuck you.
That's just conjecture. I've quite literally
No, but
clue.
you're right. But like, I can definitely see that being a thing, and it makes me angry because you know why movies look the way they look now?
Yeah.
Because it's not a craft anymore.
No.
Everyone just thinks, I'll get up and be an actor. I'm charismatic. I can do it. I'll be a director. I know how to make something look pretty. You know what I mean? It's like, no. It's a craft. You have to work through it and do it as a process and have a process, which is just such a lost thing now.
Or actors are not in the same room together when they're shooting scenes together.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just tough. It's a weird thing, but like it's when you find it, it's so great to like watch a director just work with actors.
There are several times. Especially like with the stuff we did recently, I was like, oh man, I would love if somebody was just rolling even a phone camera.
Yeah, we should have just had Breck follow us around.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, she had other stuff. To
I am an Iron Man, and I am looking at the Iron Man suit, and I go, next time, baby. Next time. And then it's never for me.
This is why we need the fucking Meta smart glasses or like the fucking AI pen that's just recording us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could just be one of those people who has the GoPro.
Yeah,
Get the GoPro mount on your forehead.
Let's just be Joaquin Phoenix from Her and just have a phone in our pocket.
Have you seen that dude on TikTok where he's like super obsessed with trains? He gets really excited about trains.
No.
He'll go and see the trains.
Wait, yes, I have. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and he's got the GoPro, and you see this awful, like he's a fine looking fella,
but it's just the angle.
An awful
like
angle of his face, his super excited face as a very cool train passes by. That's gonna be us making movies.
That's very fun. Honestly, yeah. But yeah, no, like look again. For the love of the game, man. Sometimes you're doing it for the love of the game, and
just like Hot Wings.
Just like hot wings. But yeah, I want to do more of these where it's varying degrees of sketch. Like I have a bunch of silly sketch ideas that we could just do and throw up, and then I have other little micro shorts.
Post it.
And,
We don't have to throw up.
no, I'm throwing it up on the internet. You'll
I mean, I could just do I could just get a phone video of you barfing.
yeah, and then we'll post that, and then we'll post the video. We'll throw up.
Okay,
the
we
video.
have to make a sketch about barfing.
Okay,
We have to do that now.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Are you gonna barf on camera?
No.
Well, shit.
I'll shit on camera. Anyway, any other thoughts? Any other things?
No. Yeah. This was a fun one, and yeah, and like Spencer was saying earlier, like if you are a creative human being and you're feeling down and you feel like you're not doing what you want to be doing, just go do it. Like I mean, this
Yeah.
cost us no money.
It's like we bought pizza for everybody.
Yeah. Like and we bought the box.
Yeah,
What you found at like Goodwill or
they're
something?
for like $5. Yeah,
Some poor dog's box that their ashes were in.
most likely. Yes.
Most likely. And yeah, like $5 worth of, and then 15, $25 worth of pizza.
Yeah, it's
Call it a freaking day.
yeah, man. Just do it. Like, look, there's they talk about this in writing more than anything. I'm sure it's talked about in like photography and other like acting and shit. But they're like write every day.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. You should write a set amount of days that you know you can do,
Yeah.
and the other days you need to live.
Yeah.
Like you need to go out and see a movie or go to a museum or go to a park and read a book. Like you just need to be out doing things, experiencing things to recharge and then make shit. Like
crimes, embezzle,
if that's what you
fight
need.
someone.
If that's what you need, yes. But that's a big part of it is I think that, but it's like the other side of that is sometimes take a break from the really deep passion projects and just make something because you like making stuff and remember why that is.
Yeah.
Because like it invigorates you in wanting to do more shit.
Right.
Like, and that's such an important part is like staying hungry and staying motivated and
Yeah.
shit. It's hard, but you gotta fucking do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, you have to.
yeah, I do.
I'm always motivated.
Yeah. Recommendations?
I'm never too tired to do anything.
Okay.
I was trying to, I feel like I have one more thought. I don't know. Thought's gone.
Thought's gone.
Brain empty, no thought.
Brain empty.
I don't have a recommendation off the top of my head. Oh wait, okay, that was what it was gonna be. Thank you. Pony Smasher on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, yes.
David F. Sandberg's YouTube channel, where he started making just small little horror shorts and behind the scenes about the shooting and effects and all this kind of stuff that most of them are done either like by himself or him and Lotta, his wife. And that's it. It's just them in a weird place or in a weird part of their house or in the weird part of their apartment building. And they thought of a cool little idea and they made it. And they made a little behind the scenes package for it too. And that shit is so good.
It's really candid. And he's kept doing it since he started making big movies.
He's made multiple since he made Lights Out. He's made multiple since then.
He made a whole package for Lights Out, a whole package for Annabelle Creation, a few Shazam things, and a few Shazam 2 things, and then also more shorts that he then made back behind the scenes packages for.
Yeah, so cool. And like, his videos are so informative, so inspiring. You get to see the ways that he like succeeded and struggled with certain projects. Like, I remember one of them that he did more recently where he was talking about how much he was struggling with one particular VFX shot. You know what I mean? It's like this dude's a Hollywood director and like
a wealthy Hollywood director currently filming the Until Dawn adaptation in Budapest.
Yeah.
Like
crazy. And and he's struggling with the same shit that me and this idiot.
Well, it's like I talk about a lot. There's three types of filmmaking. There's like studio filmmaking, there's independent filmmaking, and then there's DIY filmmaking. Yeah. And independent and DIY are very different things.
Yeah.
Because when you have literally $0, you just have to be innovative.
Yeah.
In a fun way, and that's kind of what we're at, and that's what a lot of what he's doing is at. And then when you get to the independent level, it's like, wow, I have actual money. I always joke, it's like, this is what we did for free. Give me $5,000 and watch me like fucking soar. You know what I mean? 100%. Shit like that.
Yeah. And so that's my recommendation. Pony Smasher on YouTube.
Pony Smasher on YouTube.
And just Attic Box, go watch it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to recommend also behind the scenes and motivation. I'm going to recommend the podcast Script Notes. with Craig Mazin and John August, where they talk like super candidly about screenwriting things, and as they say, screenwriting things and things interesting to screenwriters. But yeah, they're just great little honest conversations about the business and the creative process of screenwriting.
Yeah.
And by two people who actually are doing it as a job and actually prolific. They don't just kind of behind the scenes punch up right and think they know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like these are two guys who can just kind of make the shit they want to make. One of them's literally making The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's a great podcast. I've found a lot of inspiration from that. So check that one out.
Yeah.
That's all I got. So anyway, I don't know how to do the outro on this because it's different. So I'm just gonna say,
Go watch Attic Box.
go watch Attic Box.
Share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends.
Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share it with your friends. Add a comment.
And go make a fucking movie.
And go make a movie.
Go make a movie, man. Anyway, we out.